So you bring your calf home and the big question is, what do I feed? You know, we have the options of 12T and Full Body. Can we do it all with just those two products? And I would say absolutely and unequivocally yes. I always set the baseline at 2/3 of the 12T and 1/3 Full Body. And that's what I start everything on. Regardless of if you're feeding a steer or a heifer, that's what I go ahead and go home and use. And then on the steers, it pretty consistently stays at a 2/3, 1/3 ratio all the way through. And you can honestly even back up the Full Body just a little bit when you press on them and you're trying to get them to kind of that fat steer look. But back on the heifers, I think is whenever you can start changing those ratios just a little bit more. And so again, we're starting off with 2/3 12T and 1/3 Full Body. And then once we're kind of showing them along, it seems like heifers like to lay down fat, maybe in some areas where you don't want them to a bit more. We're a little more accepting of it on the steers. So you're starting to back that ratio down to a 50/50 ratio as we're continuing to show them on through that first part of the feeding phase, and we're getting a little more to that desired look. You know, as we get done with the tail end of those jackpots, maybe we're backing it down to 2/3 of the Full Body and 1/3 of the 12T. And then again, I always talk about whenever we kick them out, you're gonna go ahead and still give them, you know, a scoop or so of that Full Body to keep their composition right. You're keeping them fresh. You're not adding anything extra in terms of fat cover, but you're adding still the right kind of bloom in terms of their overall look from the side profile. You're keeping their body shape right. And then as we work our way back into getting them ready for a show again is when you work your way back towards the 12T.